We now have the three most important upgrades from giants: the rune scimitar, the fire battle staff, and the iron plate legs. From here on out, we'll be killing giants pretty much solely for the champion scrolls. Say hello to Crombo Crambambulus, the Chompus Champo Champabandolo, the only and first champion scroll only Iron Man who can do nothing except kill champion scroll monsters. This of course excludes all the exceptions, such as getting the initial 32 quest points into the Champions Guild, utilizing drops from the champion monsters such as skilling goods, which excludes but is not limited to copper, tin, and herbs. Additional exceptions are running to and from the bank and recharging parrot altars. This list is not all encompassing, and there may be additional exceptions in the future. With the iron plate legs in tow, there's really no reason to keep up the ice giant killing dance, so we're moving on. There's still a giant we have not yet fought, the moss giant. There are a few upgrades with the moss giant, but the most important part is the air runes. We have fire battle staff, so fire runes aren't really going to be an issue. And we have a decent amount of mine and chaos and death runes, but the fire spells take an inordinate amount of air runes. It just so happens that moss giants drop a lot of air runes. Not a ton, but I'm hoping it'll be enough. It'd be really nice to keep killing fire giants for the lobsters, but not having air runes later could be a serious bottleneck. As such, the moss giants will probably be where I stay for the remainder of the giant champion scroll. And here we are. Another Soul Wars spot. The bank is just so close and I can teleport between here and the Lumbridge for prayer points. Yeah, super ridiculous how good Soul Wars is for this account. Anyway, here's the loot so far from the Fire and Ice Giants. Got that lucky banana from the Ice Giants, so there's another useless bit of food to add to our arsenal. And of course the big and bad iron plate legs. And from the Fire Giants we actually got 3 rune scimitars. So backups if we lose them? Don't want to think about that. Fire battle staff, some interesting odds and ends. The 2 lobsters are actually pretty big. So we'll have a real food source for something. I guess that, like at the end, we'll have 2 lobsters as emergency food. Fire runes will be nice until we can use the fire battle staff since it requires a magic level. And the adamant arrows are another useless item since we won't be able to use a bow that can utilize those. But yeah, hopefully we can find like a loot path of key later on, and then we can open the chest and get lucky. But yeah, so moss giants, this is where I live now. Pretty neat. Another interesting drop from moss giants is these steel bars. I don't know that we'll ever be able to use them, but if we do end up getting a level high enough to use steel bars, we'll be able to make quite a few things by the end of this moss giant killing spree. So something to be hopeful about. Smithing is kind of unconditionally one of my favorite skills. I really don't have a reason for it, and grinding it isn't really that fun, especially if you're doing like blast furnace. I don't like blast furnace, but for some reason just whacking away at bars is a little bit special to me. So yeah, let's be hopeful there. And here's one of those special upgrades I was talking about, although incredibly minor. +3 defense to each melee type, and I guess range as well. So that's pretty nice. This is gonna look fresh. This is gonna look fresh. It's gonna be nice and shiny over our iron one. Oh boy. Oh yes. Every time we get an upgrade on this account, it just feels incredibly satisfying. That just looks... Oh yeah. What am I supposed to say? Every time I get an upgrade, I'm like, oh yeah, woohoo! But it's kind of getting old. I don't know. How do you keep this fresh? I mean, Big Champ is fresh, but my words, they just aren't enough. They just aren't enough. Ooh, long bone. Not useful at all. We will never have 30 construction, so there's no way for us to utilize the construction gains from this, and burying it feels like a waste, so probably just be stacking these up in the bank. Ooh, Mithril Spear. So this would be really cool if it was our best in slot, but it's not. Kind of like the Bronze Spear was early on. That would have been so sick! But, you know, I'm not going to use a mithril spear when I could be using a rune scimitar, so pretty useless. Cool, useless. Are Huskarls better than paladins? What the heck? He just has so many. I can't tell. The mossy key. Here's where the debilitating decision deliberating destroys us. It's so tempting to attempt Bryophyta, but that will almost certainly end a disaster at my current state. Even if I could manage like a normal fight, I don't really have the food, and I don't have anti-poison. I won't get cadaver berries till I kill imps, so using the apothecary to get the anti-poison is currently out of the question, and I guess I could just get them from the bushes, but it feels a little dirty. Even though killing Bryophyta for a chance at major upgrades would be hype as all AF, etc, etc. I don't know, maybe if we go over like 5,000 Moss Giants dry on the Champion Scroll, it'll be something to consider. Hopefully by saying that I didn't just jinx myself, but yeah. Alright, so at this point it's been a while since I've gone over my stats, so I'll just go ahead and show them. I've got 57 attack, 54 strength, 64 defense, 44 prayer, 59 HP, so I'm getting up there. Prayer levels are starting to get pretty big. Well, all levels really. It's starting to get to a point where they're not just quite free anymore, and that marks our total level of 375 along with prayer level 45. It's a big one. It's a big one. Magic Staff at kill 244. I think this is the final upgrade we get from Moss Giants. It'll be really nice to have this while getting a magic level high enough to use the Fire Battle Staff. Not having to click on the spell every time we use it will be nice, not to mention like the magic bonus. I'll bet you're wondering, where's the drama for this episode? Nothing's happening really, it's kind of boring. Well, look, did you see that? Did you see that? A 13. 13 is not supposed to be happening. It's supposed to be 12. Like, what's going on? I mean, look at these stats. Look at the strength bonus. I'm clueless. I plugged it into this nice damage calculator that I like the UI of, and it says I should be hitting a 12, not a 13. I was specifically training strength to get the next max hit, but all of that's for nothing. Maybe I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know. Maybe this damage calculator sucks. Probably. But I thought it was awesome. And anyway, here I am, and I guess I'm just gonna change the way I do things. I think I'm just gonna go every other level attack and strength like in the olden days, and not even worry about calculating max hits or any of that junk. Too hard. OSRS Genie, you failed me. Big drama. Okay, want some more drama? Look at this bozo, alright? His name is Legolas. Okay, so like, this is the point. Look at what he's wearing. He's got full dragon. He's got the Gmaul, like, okay. Kind of weird. Is this a bot? You know? Stuff's kind of cool again, where there's a bunch of these, with the mobile meta, there's a bunch of people out there who aren't doing the quote, efficient, etc, yada yada. People are just being cool again, playing RuneScape, having fun. But this guy's awfully suspicious, so I thought I'd, you know, give it an old shot. Legolas, right? Surely he would know the answer, or the next line. So let's, you know, poke a little bit here. But, as you can see, he responds with a, huh? Come on, so this guy, clearly a fraud. Doesn't like Lord of the Rings at all. So this is the point where I show him, I put him in place. I show him who's boss here, and, well, you know, whatever. Big drama. This guy's name's Legolas. He doesn't know that next line. What is this world coming to? Legolas 9196, if you're watching this, just saying, man, get your life together. Definitely a bruh moment. Oh yeah, also it turns out that the Black Kite shield is better than the Mithril Square shield by a +3 bonus to crush, and it turns out giants use crush, so I goofed.